So it looks like it's over between Married to Medicine and Quad Webb. Just yesterday, we posted to you on TikTok that Quad revealed that she'll be only on 2 more episodes of this season of Married to Medicine. Now she's talking even more, responding to fan comments about her being forced off of the show.
Kind of like Mariah?
Do you want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl?
No.
Because I got receipts.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Guys, don't forget, we will be having our very first live New York City show on January 25th. Tickets are now available. Get them while they last. More information will be available in the description of this video. So it was just yesterday that we posted our short video talking about Quad, revealing that she's only on 2 more episodes of this season of Married to Medicine. So it looks like we'll only be getting Quad for 2 more episodes of Married to Medicine. So in response to this comment, C. Tina says, "The show is not the same without you in it, beautiful." She responds, "Well, you will all be able to enjoy me for 2 more episodes only this season. Sad, but oh so true." I don't know if I would say that it's sad. I will definitely say that it's interesting because we reported to you guys right before she actually started filming that it looked like she wasn't returning. She gave all kinds of signs and comments that it didn't look like she was returning. Well, maybe producers thought to themselves last minute, it will be more interesting to bring Quad back because Dr. Gregory's here and his wife. And I have to say, Quad was definitely relevant this season, more relevant than probably last season because this directly involved a past cast member. However, I can see why producers were like, well, we're done. The wedding happened. We don't need any more story from Quad. What do you think? But I woke up this morning and apparently Quad has been going off in the comment section, revealing that she was forced off of the show. So before we get into those comments, I do want to point out this. So we reported to you that Quad, several months before the season even started filming, that it looked like Quad was not going to return to Married to Medicine. She had not been filming with the other ladies. They had already started filming. And then apparently they must have negotiated something at the last hour. It had to be because the way that Quad was commenting again back then was like, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I won't be returning. She didn't say it out flatly, I don't recall. But basically, it just alluded to like, yeah, I won't be returning. Then literally in that same week, it was announced that she would be returning. But of course, producers did not want to miss out on the opportunity to have Quad, her ex-husband, and his new wife on camera. It would be ratings gold for them. But apparently, they used Quad for what they could get, and now they're done with her. And look, I'm going to hold out judgment on Quad until we see it play out on the show, but I'm just going to report to you what she's saying. And one of the things that she's talking about, she is responding to the fact that Phaedra is being brought on the show, and she's claiming, oh, they just wanted to use Phaedra to get Housewives ratings, which ended up not working. Okay. So as I mentioned to you before, yesterday I did a quick video letting you know that Quad confirmed to a fan that she would only be on 2 more episodes. Well, now she's elaborating and saying that she was forced off of the show. As always, we're going to cite our sources. Shout out to our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room. They captured the comments where Quad was talking about being forced off of the show. So in the first comment, Quad responds and says, "I'll be there for 2 more episodes. Then they asked me to leave in episode 7 for the rest of the season in the most humiliating way. I'm not a hater and I respect all the beautiful ladies of Married to Med, friend or foe, so all of the it girls can show y'all how it they really are." Ooh, okay. I'm sure she's taking a shot at Toya. Look, a shot at Toya and maybe Dr. Jackie. All right. And a lot of you have said this. When we reported on this announcement that she would only be on 2 more episodes, some of you said, then I'm not watching Married to Medicine. And I'm sure that's part of the reason why she even said it the way that she said it. And basically, here's the thing. Okay, let me just read the tweets and then I'll tell you my opinions. So another person says, I hope the rumor isn't true. You are only in 2 more episodes. If that's the case, I'll be done watching. So Quad responds, she says, it's not a rumor, unfortunately. It's true. I'm forced to leave in episode 7. However, let's try to focus on the positive at least. I'm there for 2 more episodes. I know she's trying to make it seem like she's trying to be positive, but her responding and revealing this information the way she's revealing it is very intentional. It's very intentional. She wants to force their hand, I think. And I think she wants to make the fans react. When was the last time that we saw something like this? Another person says they don't understand how she's still thriving single while keeping her life private and not sleeping with a man to maintain her. Absolutely, Quad, you are a force girl. Sunday's episode was cringy because either you want to move forward or you don't. Keep asking why you ain't called when they haven't called either is weird to me. At the end of the day, the phone works both ways. So if we're going to all take accountability, why ain't nobody apologizing for not calling, but expecting apologies for someone else not calling? The irony. I know money not erasing common sense in Atlanta. Quad responds and says, it's all just an excuse to push me off the show. Accountability is universal. It goes both ways. Here's the thing, though. I get that the phone does work both ways, but this is at least the second time that I can recall where we're in the same situation with Quad not wanting to be friends with these women, not in communication with these women. Mind you, the rest of the cast actually hangs out. They are actually friends. And Quad, even your own friend, Dr. Heavenly, I believe it was in her recent recap, has said that you go disappearing from the group, and then the only time that you want to be friends with them is when they start filming.
Janine has a question. She said, why didn't y'all let Quad say what she wanted to on the live last night? She was really hurt. She didn't reach out to y'all. Y'all didn't reach out to her, even to me, or are we missing something? Janine, you're missing something. I can't say whether Quad is really mad because of Sweet Tea or Quad is really mad because they didn't pay her more because Sweet Tea was coming on, and I know I probably can't say these things, but I'm going to say, what are you mad about, girl? You know what I'm saying? You tried to renegotiate your contract. You really did. And it didn't work. And you came in 3-4 weeks later. Therefore, we didn't see you. That's why I was so happy to see her at the bridal shower, because I didn't know if Quad was coming at all. So are you mad because of Sweet Tea being on the show? Or are you mad because you couldn't capitalize that Sweet Tea is on the show? That's my question. And I love Quad. I'm just saying. I want to know what the beef is. And I'm just breaking the fourth wall a little bit. But what's your beef, girl? Because when we finish filming, and this is a fact, Quad is not our friend off camera. Like, she don't call us. She don't reach out to us. She with the housewives girls, them girls that be going to the thing, and and they looking for men. And I get that they go to Kenya and Nairobi, Kenya, and all over there to Africa and try to find the men. And they, thirst trapping for the gram, and they naked and all of that. Quad with them women. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't calling no names, but you know who they are. Just look back at the pictures. But what I'm saying to you is Quad don't be with us after the thing. I speak to Simone. I speak to Jackie. I speak to Toya speaks to Simone. So inadvertently, we all keep up with each other. So when the cameras start rolling, Quad starts reaching back out or don't. This year, and I know Quad gonna be mad. I know she's gonna be mad, but this is my truth. This is what I really think. I had not heard from Quad since the reunion. Now, this is before I took a picture with Sweet Tea. I get that you're going to use this as a scapegoat, saying, yeah, you took a picture with my... Quad don't give a damn about that girl. She don't. I'm telling you, she don't.
Your own friend said this. Okay. The next comment says, why are you leaving? I'm not sure why they brought brought your ex back, but he and his wife should leave and you stay because I'm not enjoying them on the show at all. Hope you stay for good. Quad then says, me leaving was not my choice. I was forced to leave. As disheartening as it is, there's no value for me after all these years. Do you guys get the same energy that we got from people like Nene Leakes? Most recently, Kenya Moore, even though Kenya's been quiet recently, but Kenya was going on her own Twitter rant after there were rumors that there were problems behind the scenes over at Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then the reboot news came out. All right. They make it so obvious. It's like, oh, we see what's happening here. So another comment says, still grappling with the fact that they forced you off of Married to Medicine. This is devastating news for me because you were always my favorite since day one and the main reason I have consistently watched Married to Medicine for all of these years. Unbelievable. Quad then says, it's all about having control over me. I'm just keeping it real. Like, this is not working in Quad's favor for her to return next season. I don't know how people don't realize, especially these folks that have seen what's happened in recent years with these housewives and how they've navigated being and leaving the show. The only one that sort of really mastered it at this point is Cynthia Bailey. So much so that she's been welcomed back. She's been on other cities. She still has a relationship with the network. So another person says, Miss Quad is the best part of that boring show. I said what I said. Quad says, well, try to respect what the other ladies bring to the show, but I'm not valued. Okay, please understand, and this is where it gets into people's heads, and I know Quad is trying to pretend like she's humble. We know that she's not. Please understand, Married to Medicine is an ensemble. Believing that one person is carrying a show is ridiculous because they are not. I would never say that Dr. Jackie is the most interesting person on the show or that she carries the show. But they all play a role. And I've said what I do love about Dr. Jackie, she brings the medicine to Married to Medicine. She makes us focus on, oh, this is why this show is different than other shows. The same can be said for Dr. Simone. Dr. Heavenly brings the mess. Yes, she, every once in a while we get a little dental moment from her. But for the most part, she brings the mess. And for me, she's also very important for the show. But she's also actually friends. These couples are actually friends and hanging out with each other. And I'm not saying that there might not need to be some tweaks to the cast, but what we noticed last season, at least what I noticed last season, seeing Quad amongst these ladies and these couples during a cast trip, it was awkward. It was weird. It felt weird. And I'm not saying that Quad has to be Married to Medicine. Where Quad fumbled the bag with this whole situation was not engaging with these women, not trying to maintain a friendship, even if it was just a working friendship so that she could stay on the show. Because we know she doesn't care about any of these women. Not really. Maybe on a surface level, but she doesn't care about these women. What she cares about is being on the show. And I'm not going to even say it's about money. I think it's more about the fame. And a lot of you have said, for those that don't want to see Quad back on the show, it's like, well, she's getting exactly what she did to Mariah Huck, who was a creator of this show and has now been pushed off the show. And in the words of Mariah Huck,
For why are you even here? You ain't even married to Madison, my love.
No, man, I'm still gonna be here, dog.
You better go find you a chiropractor.
no, but like I said, I don't think that Quad needs to be Married to Medicine. What Quad needed in this particular situation was to be really connected to the women. And we clearly have seen over the last couple of seasons that she's not. And a few seasons ago, when she thought that she was going to go off and be a daytime talk show host for Sister Circle, and she was making friends with those other ladies, we had the same situation. Rewind time. Rewind time. It was the same situation. And she expected, oh, you guys could call me. Yes, the phone works both ways. But you're not going to want to call someone that you feel like they're not interested in being friends with me. They're only interested in being friends with me during a season. That's not a real friendship. These women are real friends. And that's what's working for Married to Medicine. What's not working for Married to Medicine is Quad. This season alone, we see Quad playing with her wigs. We see Quad taking a bubble bath. We don't even see Quad with her own family like we did last season. And look, don't forget, Quad did go through a very traumatizing situation with her family. I don't know. I don't even believe that was during filming, though. That was at the end of filming. But I was actually surprised by this news that Quad wasn't returning after 2 more episodes. I was like, really? I didn't hear that. But like I said, I'm going to still hold out hope because, look, some of these ladies will surprise you on Married to Medicine, like Dr. Jackie and the whole, the cringy thing that Dr. Jackie did a few seasons ago. So I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm going to wait and see before I hold out judgment on Quad. But I've been saying that Quad doesn't need to be on this show. I've been saying that, especially after last season. But here's the thing. One of the other things that I did not love about the season was Phaedra Parks being here. And based on what we've seen so far, Phaedra Parks, guy that she's married to medicine. We already knew that this was a plot that Bravo set up for the BS. We knew that we probably weren't going to get Phaedra's real story or this doctor. But we were like, you know what? She's dating a doctor. Okay, let's see how it plays out. So far this season, Phaedra has been a friend of. Bring back Audra. At least her husband is real and we'll be able to see him. But we knew that that's not the reason why Phaedra was on here. Phaedra was on here because they could find it in their budget after firing Dr. Contessa and Anila. They could find it in their budget to bring her there because they didn't know what they were doing with Real Housewives of Atlanta. And of course, Candy's over there. But so far this season, we haven't met her, the doctor that she's dating. We've only seen a cartoon emoji. And she really hasn't shared her life. It's been all these stunts and shows like, oh, yes. And some of you have liked it. Fine.
I didn't.
Look, I didn't. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this during our January 25th New York City live show because we're going to talk about it. We're going to be literally in the middle of Married to Medicine. And you'll be able to talk about it as well with me. Again, more information will be available in the description. But we're not done. Speaking of Phaedra. So a comment says this. One of the comments say this. How do they kick off an OG who is married to medicine to bring in someone whose affiliation with medicine is an emoji face that never graced our screen? I'm confused. I mean, points are made. So Quad responds, she says, unfair and wanting to ride the housewives wave, thinking that it would bring more ratings, but we learned it didn't. Truth is truth. Let's be honest, it didn't really bring higher ratings. For me, it's not necessarily that Married to Medicine's bad ratings. They've been on for 10 years. Their ratings are consistent. So the Married to Medicine fans are there. And I know Bravo does value this show. But the ratings did not skyrocket with Phaedra being on the show. And I told you that when we were talking about Real Housewives of Dubai when they brought her there. They were trying to test her out there too. So according to Quad, she was like, it's unfair and wanting to ride the housewives wave. Like, this is not good for Quad as she sees a future with the network. I know a lot of you saying, well, bring Quad to Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's not that easy. And the last thing that you want is someone that's going to be on a show that's not willing to share their life. That's the other aspect of Quad that we have to be honest about. Quad is funny. Quad has brought things on Married to Medicine. I will never take that away from her. The same way I won't take away what Nene has brought to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not saying that they're the same, but they've brought value to their particular shows. But at some point, I feel like they've sort of lost their value. They have really started feeling themselves. But they also, particularly Quad, stopped sharing their lives. Then what are we watching? You fixing a wig? You taking a bubble bath? What in the Meredith Marks? No. So for me personally, and I see a lot of you saying the same thing, but I also see that there are a lot of you that feel like Quad should return. Quad is the show. Some of you are saying that you won't watch the show without Quad. Well, we will only know until we see it. Until we see the rest of the season and how the rest of the season goes. But for me, the worst part of the season was bringing on Phaedra, who's not really offering much. It's not offering much. Guys, as always, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on Quad leaving Married to Medicine. It seems like this will be her final exit. Based on how she's talking on social media, I don't see Quad returning to Married to Medicine or to the network. What do you guys think? Let's continue this conversation there. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter.